Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Darbo, what's up, dude? What's up, Tim? How are you, man? You had to dip out early? I'm sorry, man. We're all done. All done until KCD2 comes out. Had a great time, though. I'm definitely going to do a review of the game. In fact, this reminds me I need to get to work on that script if I want to make sure that that video's out before the sequel comes out. Pull this out. Ian, what's up, man? I'm doing well, dude. How about you? Joshua, what's up, man? Indeed, long time no see. How are you? Let's pull this up. What's up, Nick? Oh, I need to see with Disco Elysium. The hilarity of this adventure will be great. Yeah, it's a great time, man. Hold on 1 second. Absolutely a great time. Let's see. Let me get this properly set up. Oh, that's right. Hold on. I need to switch this over. Got this, and then the game capture. One moment. I know you all are seeing the black screen. Here we go. Switch this over. Let's see if this will look right. Some games it looks right, and some games it doesn't. I never know which is going to be which, but it looks like, yeah, looks like it's going to come up correctly on Disco Elysium, which is nice. Awesome. Okay. All right, let me get my chats back up. Do. And all right, we're back in business. Doing good. Nice to see you playing this masterpiece. Yeah, man. I've played it before and had a great time, but I did not for whatever reason my playthrough of the final cut didn't go right. So I haven't experienced it in this manner with the new voice acting and all that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. What's up, Dimitri? How are you, dude? What's up, Pseudo? Topical for you. You finished DE yesterday. That's awesome. How did you like it? What's up, Piorte? Yeah, I literally just started. Caught the rest after. Someone wasn't entirely honest with you on historical facts. Oh, but I'll leave it be. Oh, maybe the sequel will get into it. So, a ton of people have asked me to play this on the channel before, and it's definitely one of my all-time favorite games. Again, I'm really looking forward to this playthrough because I did a review of the Final Cut, but I honestly didn't like my playthrough of it. Felt like a lot of things went wrong and I didn't see all the content properly. So I'm looking forward to revisiting this game again. And honestly, I might circle back and do another, I don't know what you would call it, I guess maybe opinion piece or perspective on this overall game. I did one before, but it was much earlier in my career, and I felt like there's probably a lot more to say about this game that I haven't said. Be forgiving for me. I don't remember this game at all as far as what are you supposed to do, what's the right order to do things, so I might end up screwing up things. I'm pretty much going into it blind. I have a pretty good idea of the build I want to do because I know which skills are most important to me. But outside of that, I'm just going to go with the flow. For the vast majority of this game, I will not reload just because I failed to check. We're just going to go with it. Whatever happens, happens. There's only a couple of checks that I know. If I fail, I'm going to reload because my playthrough just has to happen. I have to get this right. So there's one check in particular that honestly might be kind of brutal. We might have to reload over and over and over again till I get it right. But there's only like 3 overall in the game that I feel that passionate about. What's up, Kelwin? You never played this? I highly recommend it, dude. Highly recommend it. It's well worth playing. What's up, Leaky? How are you? Never got a screen before. Oh, nice. No, which one? Did the game make fun of you for a communist in your run? I'm pretty sure I was a communist in my run. We'll see, though. What's up, Scholar? I like they lean into just having really good writing and not a lot of action. Yep, absolutely. What's up, Doomy? Yeah, retrospective, dude. I'm looking forward to it. Never found the time to get deep into it. Disco hype to watch. It's well worth playing, dude. No question, well worth playing. I'm looking at it now. Reminds me of Septerra's Core. I can't comment. I've never played it. What's up, kid? How are you, dude? Hey, man, Maya, you gotta have the water, man. All right.
For that final check, the big one. You know it. You know it. All right. Why don't I see? I don't see my mouse. Here we go. I see it. New game. So I know some of you have never played this game before. That means you probably don't know a lot about the mechanics, right? So I always go create your own, continue. So this game, the mechanics are pretty much all wrapped up in how you think, what your personality is, how you approach um, puzzle solve, right? It's a really, really cool system. So these are the attributes, so usually you would have like dexterity, intelligence, things of that nature. Instead, you have intellect, obviously how smart you are, psyche, how emotionally intelligent you are, physique, how strong you are, and then motorics, how dexterous you are, right? And then that's it. You got to figure it out from here. If I remember correctly, these numbers never change. Like once you select at the beginning of the game, that's it. So I take 2 all the way around, and then I go all intellect. I love being the big brainy guy in this game and being able to think through things and solve it that way. I can't complain, kid. Can't complain at all. It's one of those checks look in the mirror at the start. Nope, it's actually not. I'm good with the mirror.
I'm good with the mirror. Conchu, what's up, dude? Yeah, you could do psych bill with a lot of shivers. Yep, that's one way to go for sure. What's up, Silver? I like intellect. So now what this does is the amount that you have for these different, we'll call them attributes, right? It sets the amount for the skills associated with that attribute, and it also determines how many additional points you can put into it. So, like, I have 2 in motorics, right? So that means I have a 2 in all of these skills, and I have the ability to put 2 more in them. So you'll get skill points throughout the game, and then you can add more of these skill points here. What's up, Vince Spirit? How are you, dude? Now, as you can see for intellect, because I started with 6, all of these skills start very, very high. But then in addition to that, I can build them up even higher. Whereas the rest of these, they're going to have very, very low caps. So most people would probably recommend that you don't play this way. I will be the first to admit to you that a lot of people would say you probably do like 4-4-2-2, that this is really going too much in one direction. But I love the way the game handles all of these skills. The only one that I really regret being lower is Inland Empire. Inland Empire is also really, really cool. Now, believe it or not, what's going on, dude? The combat in this game, there's really only a couple of combat phases. But yeah, once you get to them, they are pretty freaking fantastic. That is true. Yep, Influence says Shivers is the way to go. Shivers is another great one. Can you do 0-0-10? I don't think you can. That's a good question. Hold on one second. I don't think you can go down to 0. No, you can't go to 0. 1 is the lowest you can go. So you're basically Story Griffin. Basically. +2, can't trust you. +4, he really trusts you. Volition will help with that. What's up, Boss Page? How are you, dude? What's up, Regina? Half-Light. Yep. So as you can see, there are a lot of different people who will tell you all sorts of different skills available here are really the best one. So trust me when I say all of them are really important. All of them come into play. All of them are great. There's not one here where I was like, this really doesn't help you at all. It's just my particular play style in this game. I love being the brainy guy. It just really, really works for me. Really, really. Some of the failure dialogue in this game. That's the other thing about this game. It's not one of the reasons why I'm so comfortable saying I'm not going to reload every time I fail a skill check is that the game has great reactivity for you failing a skill check. There are some games where you're like, oh, you failed? Well, hey, you just failed. You got to move on. This is a game where it really takes into account the possibility that you would have failed. And sometimes that reaction is just as interesting as if you had passed. So great stuff. Okay. So the only skill that I really, really wished I had that I want more of is Inland Empire. The way this works in the game is super cool. He just gets these gut feelings. He has dreams in the waking life, and it just makes him feel connected with a lot of things around him, and so he'll get visions. To me, having a high inland empire skill is almost like being a Malkavian in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Like, you just see and understand things that you shouldn't see and understand. And if anybody knew you were having these thoughts, they'd probably think you were crazy. So I'm going to set this as my signature skill, which means I'm going to get 1 additional point in it. Now, notice that 1 point doesn't take up the 2 extra points that I could get in it because of Psyche, right? So it's basically like a free upgrade to this particular skill. So that helps to make up for the fact that I only have a 2 in Psyche. And from there, the rest of this, I'll just have to deal with the fact that I have low skill. So as you can see, there are probably a ton of checks that I'm going to fail, but it's okay. It's okay. That's part of the fun. What's up, Prodigal? How are you? What's up, Doug and Lloyd? Love those stats? Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Inland Empire, the Spirit, the Corpse helps so much to understand the character and volition to be a better person. Mm-hmm. Is this a game about boogieing to the electric slide with John? It can be, kid, if that's what you want it to be. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and confirm. Oh, and I do have hardcore mode on, which means that the healing items are going to cost more and the skills are going to be more expensive. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is there dressed, even in the waters.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore, ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Simply keep on non-existent.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
What was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
No, I wanted to know about the X something.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
No, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me.
Do you really?
I do. Let me off.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Wait, I did this to myself?
Yes, your one disco mother.
Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
How small are the apes?
Infinitesimally small.
How big is the ball?
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large.
And this duking it out, I keep hearing about. What's that?
Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean drowned?
You lost.
A sound outside. You recognize it. It's a Caprice Canadian motor carriage.
Open your eyes. So as you can see, there's a lot of writing, so consequently I won't interact with the chat as much while the conversations are ongoing, because I want to be able to move those forward, but I'll interact the way I usually would once we're out of the conversations. This is a heck of a way to start a game. I mean, he looks absolutely jacked up. Completely jacked up. Ooh, I never noticed that he pats his face like that before. That's super cool. Oh, you can quick save in this. Okay, I didn't remember that. All right, let's get my pants. Take. Hey, and it automatically put it on. Okay.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Oh, let me. Oh, Prodigal, you quit your job to focus on school? Lots of intense math classes this semester? Oh, snap. All right, I hope that works out. I hope you're able to get the grades you're looking for, man. Yeah, the voice acting is in this final cut is fantastic across the board. I agree, Floyd. So that's one of the things they added. For those who've never played the game, this is the final cut version of the game. So the original one, I don't think it had any voice acting. So they added all this voice acting in, and it does so much to enhance the experience. Like, you used to have to read through all of that dialogue. It was still great, but man. So it's so relatable, even though it's cranked to the max. It's hard and close to home. Mm-hmm. Mug is metaphorical for something else. It is. When the game gets loud, it's very difficult to hear you. Okay, I'll adjust some of the sounds. But when it's loud, it sounds perfect, so that's hard. I'll adjust it just a wee bit. The character must be great at parties. What's up, Rodney? Game audio's overpowering your mic a bit. Okay, no problem. Intro's notoriously loud. Yeah, it's true. Okay, you hear a jingle.
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Okay. Let's see. Hold tab. Oh, you can highlight. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I have a shoe. Take that. Where is that? I'm not gonna do the okie doke. Where is it?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
What's up, wine guy? What's up, series? How are you? Ooh, calculus. Assess the damage. Easy.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands? Look at
A
that.
fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
What Australian post-apocalyptic game, Kit? Is it still harder to hear me with now that the crazy horn isn't blaring?
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Oh, you're talking about the one from last year. Oh, Broken Roads. You're talking about Broken Roads. Yeah. There are a lot of games, Wine Guy, that kind of base themselves off Disco Elysium. So, Broken Roads, Sovereign Syndicate. This game has proven to be very, very influential. When the music flared, the title screen is good now, but I can't remember how often this game gets loud. Okay, we'll see, Leaky. If I need to turn down the sound, I can. So it can be absolutely brutal for you if you try to get this tied down without turning off the fan. So let's pull the fan first.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Excellent. Hi, because...
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade.
Yep, you can literally die trying to get the tie. Like, you could die right at the beginning. Which, honestly, I love it when games make it very easy for you to end up dying, so I thought that was really cool.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
I don't remember what happens if you pull on the light, but I'm just going to take a wild guess that me being drunk, the light isn't going to do me any good. There we go. Look at that. Then the game studio that may just recently fall apart, all the way apart.
A mirror.
Oh, I'm
hangs
sorry to
above
hear
a
it,
bent
Elric.
and broken
I'm
sink.
here.
In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really? Or recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Not only did Zom fall apart, but now they split into basically 3 different studios that are all making their own different version of a game based around like Disco Elysium. They all actually sound kind of interesting. Sooner or later, I should probably do a video on that. Unfortunately, I didn't because the news came out about this while I was on vacation. So by the time it came back, I was like, it felt like old news. But I actually haven't seen that many videos about it, which makes me think maybe there's not that many people who realize it. If you go into it and don't pay attention, you'll be shredded to pieces. Exactly, Elric. I love those type of games. I agree, Ian. I was really looking forward to Disco Elysium 2 and hoping it would work out. How long it would be before we get something else like it that comes close to being as good? Probably a long time, Damas. Probably a long time. All right, let's do this. I don't remember if I lose health for this.
Reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Maybe I should touch it first. Make sure there's nothing wrong with my face.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
What? What's wrong?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
I'm sorry. Touch your nose.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
At least my tongue is okay. Touch your tongue.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Wipe the mirror now.
Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Of course I do. It is some kind of superstar. I think I'm a superstar.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
What's up, Arcivals? How are you, dude? We've been playing any new games for a long time. Why you say that, wine guy? Yeah, Meyer. It's quite the face, right? Think it might be because I'm a superstar.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No, this is what superstars do. Keep making the face.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
They sort of pulling into. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There is some charm to it.
There might have been 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Even very low. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
What's up, Keck? How are you? First 3 hours gotten so hyped that streams are literally now just a waiting room. He's like, he even said it's been ages since he felt that way. That's awesome. I'm glad Cole had a good time. I'm not going to get crazy excited until I hear about people who have played the part of KCD2 after those 20 hours of impressions. Runs by a cloud, but maybe give it 10 years and it could heal. Maybe. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, wine guy. I hope you're able to wrap the whole situation up smoothly, dude. Sorry to hear that. Disco like the better. It's like made into a game really rare but really enjoyable. If you crave games where every choice matters, absolutely, Rodney. Honestly, most of the Disco Elysium like games that I've played, I've enjoyed. I enjoyed Broken Roads, even though I saw the issues with it. Really hoping that it's even better after they do the patches and release a new version later this year. I really enjoyed Sovereign Syndicate, which ironically is getting another update similar to this Final Cut, where there's now going to be voice acting throughout the entire game. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope they're able to implement it as effectively as it's implemented here. Every game I've played that's like Disco Elysium, to me, it's been fantastic. Yeah, thanks, Nick.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it? Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
How long ago was the new?
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema.
I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Looks like I unlocked the thought. I'll deal with that in just a minute. I spell absolutely, Joshua. This game is going to force you to pull out a dictionary, force you to learn more about history. This game is really, really cool and things that it exposes you to. Best game you ever played? It's up there for me, WB. It's top 10 for sure. The thing I'm trying to take the most out of it is I can literally move anywhere in the U.S. afterwards. I've been to Chicago for 9 years now, so maybe something new would do good. Absolutely. I remember being terrified when my younger brother decided to move out of Chicago. It was the first time one of my siblings had ever moved away. He moved over to Phoenix, and he's so much better now, so much happier, like the constant sun and everything. It just agrees so much more with him. So sometimes all you need is just a change of scenery, and it helps you so much. All right. They said impossible. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. They said there's no chance. I could roll a crit, though, and it'll do it. So let's just find out.
It's too late. Like an image on film, the expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
A minor neurological miracle. Good Lord. What's up, Orochi? Hilarious. If this Roblox cars the best. I watched The Brutalist the other day. I would say it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I've never seen The Brutalist. What's so great about it? All right. Excellent. Still holding my head. Still not feeling the best. Oh, wait. Let's look at the thought. Guillermin Le Milan. Whatever happened to him beguiled the tattered remains. So this is the thing. So you make certain decisions in the game, right? Or you have certain conversations. And over time, it's going to expand your thoughts. You're going to be able to piece back together who you are. And thoughts, I guess you can, what's a good comparison for what a thought is? Like you have your attributes and your skills. So I guess this would be considered your abilities, but really they kind of expand on what your skills already do. But sometimes they also have unique effects, unique passive effects that they help you with as well. So basically, when you unlock a thought, which can happen in a multitude of ways, even though they have the list of all the thoughts here, you can't click on them to see how to unlock them. So it really forces you to just play the game, and you'll naturally unlock thoughts as you go along. Now, once I have like the remnants of a thought, right? So basically, it starts as a problem. What happened to Guillermin, right? Now, I can internalize this thought, and then I'll get the solution. And once I have the solution, that's when it fully becomes an ability for me and something that passively helps me. And you know when that's true because it'll be listed here. So I don't remember what this does at all. That's the unfortunate thing about it. It's going to have this -1 logic while I'm researching it. And it'll tell you that it takes 4 hours and 30 minutes in order for it to be researched. So basically, you unlock a thought, you have to research it to internalize it. And then once that internalization process has completed, you'll get the full effects of that thought. Very, very, very interesting system for sure. So again, I don't know what this does, so I might as well just go ahead and unlock it so that I can find out what it does, because there's nothing else sitting there anyway. Can't stop the expression, absolutely. Multitude of leaves, but that'll be a short-term one. Kind of like research this game. I tried this game very briefly, but I should give it another go. Absolutely. It's worth it. It's worth it. Just a great, 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 great experience. Why? Oh, okay. That's downstairs. How do I get... Oh, here we go. What's on the table? Oh, so this is money, or real, as it's called. The game. Smell of the sea makes you dizzy. And there's the shoe I threw out. Ooh, hold on. There we go. A gust of brainy wind washes over you. And other shoe.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
Elric, the company that made this basically got betrayed by the main person who bankrolled it. It's one of those unfortunate situations where this game was made by some brilliant people, but some people whose morals and the way they do business, it's at least appears to be kind of questionable. It seems like there was a lot of backstabbing amongst each others. It's not clear if there's like a flat out wrong person, you know, or someone who's like clearly the singular villain. But it basically, all of it just fell apart. All of it fell apart. I've played this before, Orochi, but I've never played fully through the final cut in a way that I found satisfactory. So this should be very satisfying. And it's been a long time since I played it, so I don't remember how to go through this game very well. And won Best Picture of the Year. It's a long movie with 15-minute intermission. It's about a visionary architect who goes to the U.S. to rebuild his life. Huh. Okay. And you check it out if you get the chance and have to sit through a 3-hour flick. I'll keep it in mind.
Like
What's up,
two
Irish?
baby crocodiles.
Like two baby crocodiles. Keep dying the first few minutes by taking morale damage. Ooh, well, hopefully I can avoid that. It was a deluge of studio-ending proportions. Yep, exactly. How do they fit?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy.
Nice.
Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Nice. So so there are conversations. So I should explain this. You've got health and you've got morale. If your morale reaches 0, I believe you can die. And obviously if your health reaches 0, you can die. You can do things in the game that will heal your morale. And then there are items you can get in the game that will heal your health. Yeah, Rick is rough. Hope Town looks like a promising successor. Oh, I haven't heard of Hope's Town. What's that one about?
Hello,
Oh, look at that. He's
officer.
not holding his head anymore. Let's do a full save. This would be day 1. So does that mean day 1 showed up? Yeah, okay. It automatically goes to the top. Excellent. Right. See, you can see 2022 in June. That's the last time I was playing this, apparently.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Officer, am I military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
She pulls on her cigarette. Goddamn right I'm a policeman, and don't you forget it.
Okay, cool. I won't.
Good. Now, how did you know I was a police officer?
First, I have to ask, are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to throw up. Can I bring you something?
She's right. Something wants to come out through your mouth, right in front of her, right here. It makes you put your hand on your stomach and swallow.
I feel wretched. Tell me, how do you know I'm with the police?
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
What kind of business?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
The expression on let her know you want her physically. I should try, but I've actually never gotten to this point in the conversation with her where I knew what a kanima is. I feel like that's new for me. I might not know where I am or who I am or what a corpus kanima is. How I know what one sounds like.
She nods.
But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my case?
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops.
And why didn't you just tell me that?
I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
I don't really remember being a You know, we're gonna try the expression. For New Zealand, so the word kind of is fine. Why it's so hated in the U.S.? I don't think it's hated in the U.S. I think people use it all the time in the U.S. Journalists writing about a mining town. Huh. I don't think I've seen anything about that yet, Orochi. Interesting. Please fail this check. Do it and fail. It's excellent. Don't puke. I'm trying not to. Yeah, I agree, Iris. The writing is amazing. It's when it's exciting to fail. You can lose the game if you damage your morale enough. My character died after losing an argument with a mega racist. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's rough. The one with the huge muscles standing guard out here. Mine died talking to Margaret Thatcher. Interesting. Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her physically.
The words have already left your mouth.
I want to have fuck with you.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again.
I said I want to have sex with you.
No, you see, that's not what you said. You said...
She's unable to finish, consumed with laughter.
Come on, man. Freddy, please. One more time.
I said I want to have fuck with you.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cup are you?
Superstar cop. It's been established.
Okay, that's cool. Or if I can just maybe ask you to elaborate on that superstardom a tiny bit.
I am a scion of Guillaume Le Million.
Or maybe you are Guillaume Le Million. He'd be about your age now. Think about it. One thing, though.
She extinguishes her cigarette.
It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
So freaking cool. It sure did, Elric. Oh, it's been by one of the studios, or Orochi. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look into it. I'm definitely going to have to see what games they're working on and do a video on that. LT, what's up, dude? Let me play this Final Cut version with the full voiceover.
And
yeah,
for the record,
it's awesome.
No, I didn't do it.
Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. It's a weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trump Le Monde. Oh, okay. It's over here. Summer door closed for the winter. This is where the lyrics would be. A big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. Speakers connected to the radio.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul is immense.
Utterly. And it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
This goes well with the theory I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics for the song at all, but I just remember the singing moment being very iconic for sure. You never got far into this game? Really, Orochi? Oh, man, it's amazing. What should I sing when it comes to it?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Lamentation sounds good. They really get a gauge on my soul with that.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? No one. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Okay. Finish off. What's this? Nose pad. Oh, okay. It's a healing item. Cool. There's a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The menu's been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's start with a man's handwriting. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. The door is bolted. The sign reads kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. Ooh, dev studio working on now. Express Oceanic Stove. The dev studio that made this LT has fallen apart into 3 separate studios. They're each working on a
A
different game.
man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Well, let's get the failed Inland Empire set a detective up for humiliation and hilarity. Exactly, Nick. Absolutely. Yesterday I died, you said, hectic. Dude, this coming. So your father saw it. I let him go, Elric. I gave him his money and let him go. A deal's a deal. Look at the stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Encyclopedia is such a great skill to have.
Something about it makes you feel bitter.
That's the Great Skua, right?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
I'm a cop, and I talk to whoever I please.
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
She's just what?
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Leave. Hulk, what's up, dude? There we go. A man is sleeping at the table wearing mudcake boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Pick up the pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
I wanna... yeah. Why do I feel like there was something different you're supposed to do with him? I don't remember, though. Is there any... Yeah, you know what? We got it. Let's go ahead and do it. Wake him up.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Leave. Oh, well. Well, if there are different levels of success. Yep. A sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for union members. Doors open 1600. This Royal Pinball machine is unplugged. It has the greatest soundtrack in video game history. It is pretty awesome. The music definitely fits here.
Hello, sweetie.
I'm assuming you complete your KCD 1 playthrough. Yep. What was your rating out of 10? I'd give it about an 8 out of 10, probably. I plan to do a review on it before the sequel comes out. I enjoyed it immensely.
Missing a passive check for a different option. Yeah, I think so, Dungaloid.
You shouldn't
circle
keep
back
your
to it.
colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
Shake his hand.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Ooh, nice. Invent a name for yourself.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Nice. It is not yet time.
Okay then.
He processes the information, then disregards it.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
You mean him? Nod toward the cafeteria manager. Yeah, just talk to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yeah, this feels like a very different, much improved game with the voice acting for sure, LT. For sure. Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
He taps his foot, more out of habit than impatience. I haven't.
Okay. We'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What were you supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
He points to your jacket.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Ah, you mean the Rat Squad.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job.
You said insignia, these white rectangles you mean, point to your sleeves. So that's a good call out too, just because like I passed a passive skill check, and because of that, I got some additional information. So usually in most games, if you get additional information and you get a dialogue option related to that information, it's a good thing. It shows you knows more. That's not the case in Disco Elysium. You have to carefully consider, is this actually what you want to say? Because just because one of your skills reveals it or tells you to say it, doesn't mean you should actually say it. You said insignia. These white rectangles you mean? Point to your sleeve.
Yes.
Kim Kitsuragi is an amazing character. Amazing character. Really, really cool. And let the body hang it in the tree. Yeah, Meyer. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. 90% voiceover is what made this game sell. Well, actually, when it first released, Hulk, it didn't have any voiceover. It wasn't until the Final Cut update where it got the voices. But they're just white rectangles.
They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or something? Check your pockets.
You mean you don't have a badge?
It was not on me when I woke up.
Losing your identification card. is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing.
I agree that Kim
I
is
would advise you to
level.
locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
But I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
Well, let's roll.
After you, officer.
True, Brother Sholin. Absolutely. He's proud of his country.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. What is gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is gold and orange and smells like liquor?
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
See? Everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
He takes a step back.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Right then. Questions. I got this.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
That Kuno kid is the best character in the game. Yeah, I can never figure out how to make him my friend. I know there's a way to make him your friend or redeem him, but I just never get it right. Yeah, the accents are really cool in this game, Wine Guide. But I never get described as a man with the unimpressive beard. Girls book again. Yeah, French accents are really
Ask
interesting.
him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they? if he doesn't know.
Before you said they hosted him up on a tree. Who did you mean by they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Who exactly is saying that?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the deboarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
Why would the dock workers lynch this man?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
I'm not gonna ask, did he kill him? Guard isn't wrong on his doubts. Love it when encyclopedia just drops you lore like that. Yeah, that's why I like going high in intelligence right off the bat. I think it really, really works. Give you a small sure, Kate, go ahead, man.
A lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Why did Sylvie go away?
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this.
No, before I ask you where, now I'm asking you why she left.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
The lieutenant says the officer's little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Didn't go well?
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Let's see. This stuff gets on my nerves. I am a feminist.
What?
Ah. That's right. If there's one thing I know about myself, it's that I'm a total raging feminist.
Is that so? Mr. Feminist?
That's a thought? He catches the rest before it leaves his mouth, probably thinking it's best not to say anything. That's all.
Let's go.
Continue.
Not so fast, Mr. Feminist. You owe me 130 real.
What's real?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
You pronounce the R with a mock aristocratic accent. Have you got any movies to recommend or shows? I'm watching Vikings on Netflix right now, and I think it's amazing. I'm having a really good time with it. Kuno respects strength and violence. That might be why I've never convinced him, because I always go the intelligent, brainy route. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to be more forceful here. We'll see. One unfortunate thing about voice acting is that it skips narration in between dialogue. That's why I'm reading it myself. You're going with the goofy options. Oh yeah. We will not shy away from the goofy options. I have a very specific idea of how I want to run this character. We're not avoiding the goofy at all. Your favorite thought of the game, Suno? I don't think I've ever unlocked that thought before. Big Bob arrangement. Defense love Twin Peaks. I've noticed. Oh yeah, I watched season 1 of Arcane on Netflix and it was great. Can't comment on season 2.
The IIR, or Interinsular Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
By real, do you mean some form of street cred?
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
He points to the red ledger on the counter. Well, what exactly is money?
What are you, a philosopher?
Actually, I might be.
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Why do I need it?
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez, and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. I'm not an asshole.
Interesting. Where do I get it from?
Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think cops can take bribes.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Proceed and show him the coins you found. Is this money?
Yes, it is.
That's 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 40. I'm now down to 90, right?
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
But that's horrible.
It is.
He stands silently looking at the coppers on the counter.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
Darkness rides. Pick up the coins.
It does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
What do I owe this place for?
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
What happens now?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
He shrugs. I think I'm only one of 3 people on planet Earth that didn't like Wicked. Oh, you didn't like Wicked? I plan to take my wife to it this weekend, hopefully. And my daughter, actually, because my daughter says she wants to see it.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Isn't there somewhere else I can stay around here? Actually, I don't have a home.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
The man wants to say something and thinks better of it. Hey. Awesome. All right. Inexplicable feminist. +2 authority against men. Something stirs in you, something interdisciplinary. It is a newly formed reaction to the tyrannical gender roles around you, or something you've always had. One thing is for sure, you're not a mild feminist. Oh no. These are incendiary thoughts aimed at undermining the very pillars of society. Could you fashion them into some sort of weapon, perhaps? A first strike weapon to decapitate the XY chromosome hegemony? I've never had access to this before. Internalized. Let's see what happens. Wasn't there one more? I thought I unlocked another one, but apparently not. So, oh. Okay, so this is at 0%. And so for this one, I'm 20% of the way towards internalizing it, but more to go. All right. Ooh.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
The music and costumes were great. The themes were clumsy. Just not to musicals. My wife loved the stage play, but we haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't comment. As I said, I don't think I have one.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Far away?
In time or space?
Both.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
I live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop.
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
A cop and a hobo. A hobo cop. Upsized, can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with lurch gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again here. You're drunk. Why did you come home? Come here, Harry. Go home. You're embarrassing yourself.
Downsides? Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. Now, while I'm researching this, it is going to have a -1 composure, ungainly, and rambling. All right. Again, you don't really know what these things do until you internalize them and unlock them. So it's hard to say right off the bat that they're not
The theme on
good.
that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Hobo by itself sucks. So does Cop. But Hobo Cop is amazing. Ha ha ha. Absolutely, Meyer. Your wife enjoyed music. She will most likely like it, I bet. That's what I kind of figured. That's why I want to make sure I get her out to it. But we'll see, though. The idea of a king and a century gone is pretty fascinating.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Hello, sweetie.
The elderly woman turns to you with a smile.
Wait, who's Sweetie? Her eyes move up and down your person as though taking your measurements. Her attention is scientific.
Does that mean you like me?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movement with some concern. I hope you're right. I hope it's not too bad.
You know where we are, right?
We're in Rivershaw.
That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise.
All I know is that Rivershaw used to be really cool in the 30s.
The new disco dancing. It seems like a lifetime ago.
Her eyes are filled with light reflected off those gilded years when the city seemed full of possibility.
Much has changed, but it is still the most beautiful city in the world. A rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's the spring of 51?
That's right, dear.
There we go.
How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Kind green ape pen. I don't know if I actually use
I
that.
can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct.
There's a hobo survival game that came with a whiskey flask. I can't remember the name of it. That's awesome. My NPC decided to be a martyr for communism despite all odds. Then he died, but oh well. Uh-oh. I might end up going down the same route. We'll see.
Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
But they still have cops.
If there's no government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear. And you were doing so well.
Huh.
There aren't any cops in Rivishal, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
What is the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me.
Of course, sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it better.
So, how did I do?
You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, riding backyard corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know. But there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural.
I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
She turns back to you with a hopeful glint in her eyes. I don't want to hit her up for money. That just seems weird. I got to get going now.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
She gives you a small wave. We have nothing to lose but our change. Lita is such a sweetheart. Made lore exposition so much more digestible. So RPGs just throw codices at you? Exactly. Roll with me. Hey, look. Fight crime in a wheelchair? I could think of the street sign reads, "Fuck the police. We are not welcome here. Pigs go home. Street name is illegible." That's not cool. All right.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Who are you exactly?
Me? I am just a gardener.
Cool. And what are you doing here?
I am working.
Working on what?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done.
She realizes she's about to criticize your work, or lack thereof.
There's a corpse there keeping you from doing your work.
Yes. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
We need directions.
Of course. Where to?
The corpse, where is it exactly?
It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
Where am I?
What do you mean?
I'm disoriented. Just tell me where we are, okay?
We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think.
Absolutely, Darmo. The music in this game is consistent, is fantastic consistently throughout. What's up in the north?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
What is in the east?
The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
What is in the south?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
What is on the other side of the canal?
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
What is in the west?
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Thanks, that is all for now.
No problem.
She nods, brushing a fleck of soil off her cheek. What is this fuck the police business?
Excuse me?
She doesn't understand. The street sign says fuck the police. Point to it.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
You didn't say she wrote it. You asked what it was doing there.
I didn't say you wrote it.
Sir, it was implied in your question.
The timidness is gone for a second. Something else takes its place. A readiness.
What about the other sign? Pigs go home. Who are the pigs?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
To say the least.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
I missed a passive check here. There's some sort of way, I remember this, some sort of way that you can get her to reveal that she knows more, and I'm pretty sure she'll give you some gloves or something. Oh well.
Of course.
So run and leave.
I won't hold you back.
She wipes her brow with the canary yellow glove.
Her gloves. You get the feeling
there
that
we
you
go.
need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure. Keep them.
There we go.
I have another pair.
She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. Awesome. Thought I messed that up. What are these gloves do again? The gloves give me a +1 in interfacing. Interfacing. Oh wait, I got an item here too. I got a kind green A pen. Maybe you should retire and take up hobby. Oh, that might be what I read in the notebook with. Interfacing is master machines, pick locks and pockets. Okay. I don't have any skill points yet. Brian, what's up, dude? Yeah, Pseudo, the soundtrack is definitely amazing. Your own inline empire kicked in there. Yeah, exactly. Very handy indeed. All right. Let's go ahead.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number
for the body,
57.
Irish, okay.
Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Open the door.
In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Tap on the fuel preheater gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation: we're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC.
Run your fingers over one of the steering levers.
The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Take care, Nick. Have a good one. Right, the gloves are for the body. Makes sense. I escaped last night because I haven't finished KCD yet. Without spoilers, do you feel like the payoff was worth it? And has it properly primed you for KCD2? Yes and no. There were some beautiful parts of the ending, but I'm also very, 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 very glad that I didn't finish the game until a couple of weeks before the next game. Because if I had finished the game 6 years ago, I probably would be upset. But since the next game is right around the corner, I'm all good. Pull out the toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Take the red tip pry bar.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Take the rubber-handled chain cutters.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
Take the hand crank flashlight.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Pick up the radio.
The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
I like the way she pronounced Lieutenant.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Hi, Alice. This is the officer from the 41st precinct speaking. Nice to meet you.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could you connect me to the 41st precinct? I have something I need to report.
Just a second, officer.
She put you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, Station 41. I've got an urgent business. Over.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over.
Oh, this is so much better. That voice is really cool. Just reporting in. Over.
10-18, state your message, sir.
I need to report my badge missing.
10-9, over.
My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Say nothing.
Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
He says, fighting off laughter.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at
you. What's up, Rage? Oh, appreciate you shouting out from Japan. I really enjoy your channel. You've got me more interested in CRPGs. I just started a second playthrough of this game 2 days ago. I just finished Deadfire. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you end up enjoying this game and that you like Deadfire. I'm really looking forward to Avowed. You love Gene? Gene is such a jerk. Ha ha, officer has lost his badge. Ha ha. Like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vicmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Really?
Mullen dicked us.
can we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with. Proceed.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Could you all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment?
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
The room at the other end of the line erupts in volcanic laughter.
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
Say nothing. This is because I failed to check.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it.
You can hear laughter in the background. Enough with this, I have other things to discuss.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
The room roars with laughter.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Oh God, it's not here.
Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Convince them that you didn't lose your gun.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Fuck it, I didn't lose my gun.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
He laughs.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
For starters, it's massive. Got flared cooling vents along the front and hydrogen flasks sticking out too.
10-9, come again, please. Over.
It's got a magnetic accelerator, an arc, that accelerates the energized ball of periwinkle blue hydrogen-based plasma to near light speed.
I'm going to need to put you on speaker for a second. Over.
In contact, it detonates with the power of a dying star, erasing every living thing from existence. Oh, and did I mention it is dripping with sexy blue plasma?
The officer is describing his genitalia in exaggerated terms. Over.
Host in heaven. Did he lose his gun and his mind?
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
The man succumbs to laughter again.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of cocoa nude by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
I left it at his mama's after I fucked her ass all night. Tell him that.
That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over.
Oh, you gonna carry over their messages, but you won't carry over my messages. That's the kind of conversation we're having. Interesting. The part of this game is when you have your clothes talk to you. I don't remember that. What's up, Crow? Yeah, we lost our gun too. I hate losing checks when it's 72%. Hey, you just gotta accept it with Disco Elysium. What's up, Duckworth? How are you? These people are not helpful at all. You think your own station would be helpful to you, Maya, but nope. Do you know what Red Solstice 2 is? Nope, never heard of that, Elric.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
I did share my message.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over.
Hey, if you don't like the fallout, maybe don't fuck with the Firewalker.
Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the first place.
Who?
The bitch believed his force is overwhelming.
Satellite
Hey.
Officer Vic.
A Firewalker.
I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
Satellite Officer Vic.
Ooh, no, I'm not good without my gun. I heard him and I'm on it.
10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm.
They're static.
Oh, God,
The man is fighting back tears.
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over.
I'm in dire need of financial assistance.
10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but
What does he want now?
he's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
It is paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that.
Request denied, sir. Over.
Please, I'm begging you here. I don't even have a place to sleep tonight.
He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vicmar said...
I won't grovel anymore. Okay, I heard you. No funds.
Anything else, sir? Over.
This might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss.
Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
The translator is really just the chill guy. He's just there, basically passing along messages.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
What's there to think about?
You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
The radio operator inquires again. Hold on. Are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information about myself.
That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
I wanted to know if you got my badge's description right in your report. Could you read it to me? Name, rank, date of birth?
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over.
Please refer to me with my full name in the future.
10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
Stop calling me sir and just use my real goddamn name, will you?
What? What is it? What can he possibly still want from us?
He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
Have you any news about my, family?
10. Excuse me, sir. Over.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
I just thought you might have heard of them, that's all.
No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed things weren't that good on that front. Over.
Have I ever told you about my life before the RCM?
10-4. Well, that's,
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining the RCN.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change.
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says...
I heard him.
So, was there anything else?
I'm looking for my address. I don't know where I live.
10-4. Your address?
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fucking know where he lives? Did I hear that right?
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him. Don't tell him anything. You understand?
This is
Been
not how
hellbound
you
for the
deal with a
jar.
person who
There
has
you have it.
amnesia.
Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Understood, sir. Over.
All right, 10-10. Over.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Close the door. Leave.
Yes?
I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow.
They're supposed to be saying the words in parentheses. That's for the player. They're not supposed to be saying the words in parentheses. That's for the player to understand what they're saying. Yeah, I'm just reading it so that you all are following along. You have to have high emotional intelligence for your claws to talk to you, but people think you're insane. I'll try to see if I can trigger that. That would be awesome. When the new BG3 subclasses come, will you do your next playthrough then? Probably, Elric, unless we're knee deep in another playthrough that I need
He's
to get
having
through.
trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm afraid this is a medical... actually, here, hold on. So what should I concentrate on?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
What's wrong with personal affairs?
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
Talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Love how utterly unflappable Kim is. Absolute picture of a consummate professional. Exactly, Brian. Which makes him the perfect pairing for your character. Because he has clearly lost his mind. Red Solstice 2 is apparently XCOM 2 meets Space Marine. What? That should be interesting. Estimated by the community to be here around May, but the latest will be July. If it comes around May, I'll probably be available to jump into a new playthrough. That'd be awesome. This game would have been great for BG3. Yeah, it would have been awesome BG3, but I'm a big fan of the BG3 narrator, though. I think she did a great job. A young woman told me a mercenary has been hanged, and the manager thinks it was the union that did it. That's all.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief? Yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Hold on, and the RCM is?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer?
That's right.
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supernatural.
I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not?
Are you sure? I think something is already happening.
No, something isn't happening. Because it's not part of reality.
So desperately mundane. You need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
Why do you find the narrator's cadence annoying? The BG3 narrator is my favorite. She does serious humor, goofy, casual tones very well.
We stand upon the precipice of change.
She is pretty awesome. What's going on, Hermit? Appreciate you following me over on Twitch. If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Let it go.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Actually, I have all I need for now.
Good.
It was a murder. Convince Kim there's a sexy, dark mystery twist in the case.
What if you did it?
Did what? The hanged man?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an
Can't
awful
believe I
thing.
passed that.
And you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass. Besides, I doubt you could have taken down a hardened mercenary single-handedly.
See? You're clearly not a man in your prime anymore.
Don't take it personally. It's just that security guards kept on by large corporations tend to be better trained and better armed than officers of the RCM.
So you're saying I didn't kill him?
I find that highly unlikely. It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So let's get back to it, shall we?
New classes that are being added. Huh. Yeah, I'll probably end up needing to do a video about the new subclasses for BG3. It seems like they're going to be super cool. Why are you so excited for Swashbuckler? Oh, the pauses annoy you? Yeah, see, I like it. I feel like it brings up the drama, but I can see it being irritating. What's up, Lennon? How are you, dude? Oh, it's 2 a.m.? Well, where you at? Oh, that's rough, man. All right, let's go. The rest of it we can talk about when we speak to him at night. Let's go get that body. Because in case you all didn't notice, time is winding down, so time is of the essence. What is this? Rue de Saint Ghislaine 8B. BG3 grew on you after your second playthrough, meaning that you didn't like it your first playthrough? The letter R wears a crown. On a ribbon below, a light above descending. This is a logo of the municipality of Revachol.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence, too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
It's extrasensory perception. Whatever is in there holds a special significance.
I agree. We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
He's being sarcastic. Do not ask what the remote viewers division is.
There's no need for sarcasm. I just feel strongly about it. That's all. Maybe it's not connected to the case, but still.
Oh. It might also be evidence. The mob could have disposed of something in there. We should get it open.
How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Hold on. Tools. Pry bar. I have not met Kuno yet. I just got to this area.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says,
need to try BG3 again.
Rags.
Act 3. Let the sour taste at launch for me. Oh, yeah, it took a while before that was more stable. Pauses are important for the rhythm and cadence. I remember a sign on the wall of my high school band hall. The only thing that distinguishes a musical note is the silence on the other side. Yeah, I feel like you need to have that sort of cadence, but I understand people who wish it would be sped up a little bit. Being charisma-based and multi-class really well with Paladin or Warlock. Ooh. That should be interesting. Grow in strength and size. Yeah, I'm probably going to give that to Carlock. All right. Ha ha ha. I wonder if it's possible for you to break your pry bar. But we're going to try it anyway. Force time. Jam the tool under the lid and pull.
Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending.
Kick the container.
Unsatisfying. Hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be full.
The fuck kind of metal is this? This is fucking shit!
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
Hang from the pry bar with all your weight.
There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind.
That's it. I can't pry it open.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
Leave. Dramatic pauses could be used sparingly. They lose effect and just become annoying if overused. Read online on Rather Righteous right now. Also, minor phlegm attack. Sorry to hear that, dude. Hey, everybody's getting sick.
Can I help you?
Killing Raphael, my second playthrough. Skipped them on the first go round. Me too. I skipped them on my first go round as well. I've seen something here at the Whirling Guard. I think I need to talk about.
What thing?
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
He gives you a meaningful nod. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
He looks toward
Men
the
get
booth.
hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Guard, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with...
He changes his mind.
Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Something else I wanted to ask
What?
about.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Okay. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
Take some meds right now. Once you're on 1 HP, it's Jover if you take damage again. Okay. I want a logic voice that reads me helpful information about my life.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
What if I told you I am a hobo, or soon to be one, rummaging through that trash? Will you keep me out too?
Yes.
Teach a man to fish. But I need those leftovers to survive.
Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
Doesn't it seem callous to you guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum, yum. Tell me more.
He killed himself.
Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, wait. Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am Krasmazov?
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
We need those keys.
What for, Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Goodbye. All right. I'll bite the bullet. Just wanted to hit the container to be funny. And now I'm out of meds. Multi-class of druids and wild shape into a massive bear or something? Yep. Looking forward to it for sure. I'm assuming playing that way will almost certainly get you more attacks of opportunity. You should be large enough where reaching far corners of the area won't be nearly that difficult.
This trash container is locked.
Open the padlock with the key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Dig in Hobocop style for extra content.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
What's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000. Easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I am into hi-fi.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
I almost got excited. I was like, oh, I've never found any of this stuff in my playthrough before. Say it again. A made the Ascension CRPG in the style of Disco Elysium would be amazing. Nice. I've never played Maze the Ascension before. About halfway through Veilguard. It's been pretty fun. Oh, that's awesome, York. I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. A cruel jest. There must be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Take the mug.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Look under the boxes of cartons.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Don't show that to Kim. I'll try to keep it in mind. Maze Ascension is the same system as our vampire game. Interesting. So, but instead of being about vampires, it's about mages. Do the mages have a similar political system as the Camarilla? Pick at the rag.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
That's all I think.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
I don't know about the political system. I've never played it, but I dig the idea of magic being something that has to be hidden because normies will screw it up. Got you. Those are made by the same company that made Werewolf games. But that's all Norfolk Wizard game, which is a tabletop roleplay series made by the same guys behind GTS and Hunter the Parenting. I knew it would be amazing. Okay, interesting.
The lieutenant nods, then
Search the
looks
food
back
waste.
into the trash container.
Right, the other two are done. Yeah. Okay,
It's
that's the
just
food waste.
organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard.
Ledger.
A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Close the lid.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Leave. Okay. Interesting. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. I remember this whole section being brutal. Or with the apocalypse, that was it. What's in here? Ooh, hey, I was just saying I don't have any money. Isn't that a healing item? Oh, but that's for morale. Okay. Someone is trying to grow herbs in the greenhouse. The winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Oh, we can't get over there yet? Okay, fine. Alright. Let's talk to this bastard.
Kuno's got this!
Just too much. I don't have a knife. The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Hey kid, a word. Police business.
Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
The children ignore you.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is
Wow.
sweating profusely. His eyes are like
Interesting.
two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
I feel relatively sure they used to just flat out say the word. I wonder if it got it X'd out in the final cut. Maybe they caught a lot of flack for it. Stop throwing rocks at my crime scene.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouthhole!
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno is not a gardener.
Are you kids siblings?
The fuck are you talking about?
Throws another rock.
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Look, I have questions for you.
All right, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
So annoying.
Irregular speech patterns, overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs? This warrants further investigation into this Kuno.
I gotta ask, who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
Boy points to his chest with both thumbs.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Interesting. You refer to yourself in the third person to distance yourself from the situation.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent, like a fire alarm.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Just answer the questions.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in aim, Kuno! Somebody, please!
It's full blast now. The wind carries the message far and wide across Madinese.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Shut him down. Don't punch him. That's a bad idea. Back off. I don't think I've ever tried to punch him, but I got very low option on that anyway. Are you high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the windows. Yeah, these kids are interesting to be sure. Spartan kicked that brat in the chest.
He's flashing Kuno. He's showing his genitals. If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late.
Let's see what happens. Shut him down. Ooh, failed. Oh! That bad? Damn!
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it.
Ouch. My arm. My fucking knee.
Kuno can't believe this shit. Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can't do anything now.
He's writhing with joy, like the power you gave him is too much to take.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up!
The one behind the fence hisses like a lit fuse ready to go off in delight. Kim, help me up.
No.
Do you have any idea of the shit you just got yourself into, kid? Brutal.
Kuno's just gonna beat the shit out of you again.
He is clearly still in awe of himself right now.
I told you not to tempt such forces.
The annoyance in his voice is directed at you, not the gremlins.
Now, how about we go and do something worth the public's time?
Well, we tried. Brutal indeed. All right. Heal morale. Well, that could have been better. And I have no idea how we get more healing items. So, bad situation all the way around, but we're just going to deal with it. Kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
God, What is that? Why is this so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
Ha! You've never seen the punch fail like that, Keck? You don't like that result? Yeah, it's not all that pleasant, is it? You buy some healing stuff at the store near the World Gate cafeterias to the northeast of memory serves. Well, I barely have enough money to get myself a place to sleep, so I don't feel comfortable buying healing
He's
items
about
yet.
to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Let go of your nose without throwing up.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Try to walk away. Oh, that didn't work.
Too
Probably
late.
feel a lot
It's
less
impossible to
comfortable,
keep in.
Dad.
Your
This is
body
true.
curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Thanks. Wipe your
The
mouth.
hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia would help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you?
I can't handle the headache.
Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Turn away. To a gamer, dime is just a fresh redo. Exactly. Did she give you a
Hello
hard
again,
time out there?
officer.
Do you still
How
have
are
your
things?
salts? I think I could use some.
Sure. I'm done with them.
She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Have to run. Nice. I don't understand what decides when they're going to walk slow and what decides when they're going to start running. All right, let's try this again. The ladder's for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Interesting. I wonder why it didn't tell me that before.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
Still
The body
very low?
below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Double click for run? Oh, my bad.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
That's unfortunate. I think I don't want to be a cop anymore.
Get a hold of yourself.
You feel the lieutenant pat your back rhythmically.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
You pat your back again.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
There's a pause.
A white lie.
Nice.
Not being hungover helps too.
Can we do something else? I think I want to solve something else now.
That's probably a good idea. Clear our head. But before we can do that,
He withdraws his hand from your back and looks you in the eye.
you need to get your shit together.
But my shit, okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Turn away. Unlocked another thought. Volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is a part, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that, together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. All right, so we need to internalize a thought, but we don't have a place where we can put it. Oh, wait. Oh, can you spend a skill point to unlock? Is that? Oh, okay. You spend a skill point to unlock thought slot. So now we'll be able to internalize this. Excellent. And this is where I need to go to bed. Yep. Take care, kid. Have a good one. All right. Now, let's save. Wait while I'm doing that. And we already talked with him. How do I get over there, I wonder? That's something that, yep, you're right. When you double click, they run.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
What is this?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect.
Why am I looking at this pile of the roofing material?
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets, easy on the eyes. Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
What feeling?
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
Leave. So, one of the interesting things about this game is... Wait. Oh, I only have one skill point. I need more. When you... Some checks are white, some checks are red. If you click on... If you fail a white check, then when you increase that skill, you can use it again. So I was going to use a skill
there are
point,
several
but I don't
footprints
have
in
any.
the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
A lot of the time, just getting skills is better than the thought internalizing, but the thought internalizing is always so funny. Yeah, that's true. In this situation, I can't get this body down until I get that done. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. What kind of boots?
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Lieutenant workers' boots tracks. Point to them.
Noted.
Lieutenant takes out his little notebook. Getting the exact count.
Maybe more than 12.
Finally.
No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46?
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Count more.
5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Count the rest.
7. the glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
The lieutenant's been tracking your eyes' movements. 400 million. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
The same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step, number 41 shoe.
A woman or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
The lieutenant marked something down in his notebook.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim wasn't conscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
I did psyche agility, and that was really fun to play. So is strength and intelligence. Using two that aren't supposed to be related is funny to me. That's an interesting combination, comrade. An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the old soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So one of the people we're looking for is a drummer.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Looking south, toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. Lieutenant writes the information down in his notebook, then reverses to the tracks in the mud. How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
We've been through all of it. That thaw still isn't ready, right? 63%, almost ready, but not quite. The bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. I gotta keep that in mind. I forgot you can use a bag to pick up like bottles and whatnot and then turn them in for cash.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Empty card.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Takes a step back, inspecting the other names on the list. Actually, I don't remember this name. Hold on.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail delivery box. Pat the box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there. Postal Adventure mail collection box. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
I'd kick it if I had a way to heal myself, but I don't. The book has a rose and a pistol and a half-naked dame on its cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. I am the law. Actually, I am the law.
I know, sir.
She stops her feet to feel
Are
warmer.
you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of a store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
Little girl, I know what a book is. Books are like very long letters with stories inside them.
Yes, that's exactly it.
I also know what a postcard is. It's a small cardboard picture that you can send to a friend or a loved one.
You got it, sir. What about board games?
The police don't have time for games.
Okay, sir. This was all very enlightening. Can I help you with anything else?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
I could help by brutally dismantling the free market.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
She doesn't seem to understand what you said. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Yeah, the fails in Disco Elysium are amazing. I agree, Elric. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't see much more to look into here.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
What do you know about the other fail? Wait, how does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But Kim, the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
The lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Stroke your chin. Enough about the curse. For now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way. The law, as I said.
You don't look much like a policeman.
She examines you as if to find something police-like. Huh? Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little.
What's that mean?
You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off steam.
And everything's better now, sir?
Yes.
That's great, sir.
She smiles enthusiastically. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your point to your head.
Head? Yes.
Not head, child. Heads.
Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you got to be the killer to catch the killer.
Isn't that very dangerous?
She examines a picture of Dick Mullen. Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
Yeah, Kim is definitely the serious cop. He's always professional, or just about always professional. It's kind of hard to get him to break that character. There's a building like that in my town. Been 12 things there in my life. Japanese restaurant opens next month. You should go over there and support Prodigal, see if you can help them stay open. You're doing great, so you decided to cut loose and embark upon a life of alcoholism. Hey, she can't tell.
Or there could be a story
She's
about a
none
poor
the
lady
wiser.
getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? All right, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
His backstory is unfortunate if you're able to uncover it. What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
It's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books.
Who are these famous people?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady.
Nope, that's not what I meant.
Or there could be a story about maybe some about other books. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold, reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the reader more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day.
Why would they do that, sir?
Because I'm a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
You fail to deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
Actually, I'm sorry, I can't deduce anything.
It's okay, sir.
You disappointed a small child.
Oh.
Well done, champ.
All right. Okay, bye. See you around, Annette.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird together. No. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
What was that about a ludicrous fantasy world? Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on. Volumetric ship compressor.
Oh, he speaks the name
Bizarre
of the...
scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Nice. So now they read the solution? That's awesome. We got that, and now we also got some kind of superstar, which we can internalize at a later point. All right. Low on morale, but we're going to keep moving. There's a book about Pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. A book about Bordeaux culture, promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Gigadecimals get me every time.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavor. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence.
It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our common enemy.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Fighting enemy. My philosophy is everyone just getting along.
So, are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration. What if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything?
She fiddles with her pendant.
See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
So what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
All right, I'll take a look.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
the girl out, your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Probably be a long time before we get a game like this, I would say, Conrad. Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Good sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Power in the shells compels you?
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies. Child labor and slavery.
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The lieutenant taps his foot. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
Okay, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
I thought there was a way to have her bring her daughter in. Maybe I need to wait. The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Farewell for now, book peddler.
Hey. Psst.
Who? Me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner.
Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right?
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket. Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
All right. That sounds like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Sodomize the landowners is crazy. Crazy. Wait, first, what's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes. Abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished. Beaten. Curb stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
And here we've come to my last playthrough. Oh, this is where you left off? Logic is always logic, but these thoughts, literally, was she talking to people? Oh, they are defensive. Oh, they take themselves super seriously. Life is an anime. So you relate to his thoughts a lot? Nice.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will fail to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Awesome. Roll up your sleeves and start building communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few million eggs.
Roll your sleeves up further and breathe in the pristine air. Finished thought. Socioeconomics.
Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 1938, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
What are the bonuses? +1 pain threshold. All psyche learning caps raised by 1. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, and we've got the volumetric check compressor. Oh, feminist agenda's not ready yet. All right. Super, super cool. This game is super funny. You're disturbing slaps from yourself according to your ability, and to people according to their needs. Slap communism. Out of everything you do, even the capitalist option is just taking the piss. Exactly. There's not a right option. There is no right option in this game.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange
you went full commie cop? Nice.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
And who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to
Absolutely
buy more
not,
books.
Keck.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
I'm still shocked this game just let you be a racist, feminist, communist. Just absolutely insane. What is it currently on for most games? Is it in Unreal Engine 5? Yeah, for most games. Pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as a hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid.
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. All right, I'll think about it for a while.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Ignore the curtains for now.
Inexplicable feminist agenda.
So what does this do?
There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters Revolutionary Feminist Agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist. Somehow, you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back.
What was the bonuses? +1 empathy could involve Entarfe. Would have to quit drugs to get their -1 electrochemistry. Neither one of those are particularly impressive. I don't care about that. Visual calculus. I'm pretty sure this is one that I want. So actually, you have to spend a skill point to forget one. Ooh, I didn't realize that. I didn't remember that. Damn. I'm gonna have to spend a skill point to forget that? That kind of sucks. All right. Well, let's keep it going. All right.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance,
Why are you so
and
uptight about those
biographies of
curtains? I
famous
just want to
people.
know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees.
When
I
you
don't
guys always
understand why it's so important.
True that. Hey. Okay, one thing right for the tutorial I love is you can lose ammo if you reload too early. I just reloaded and lost 14 ammo because I just fired. And this is for Red Solstice 2. Is Red Solstice 2 a CRPG?
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Simonese ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
What's up, Jared? Checking in to say my favorite line from a game, Ride the Lightning, Kuno. Yeah, I've already had an interaction with Kuno. It did not go well. Did not go well at all. It's one of the ones that gives you more dialogue checks, to be frank. What, the feminist one? When are we getting another Deadfire class video? What's going on, Archie? I felt like most people weren't interested in it. Those videos take a lot of time and take a lot of work to put together. And I felt like it wasn't getting very many views, so I was holding off on it. But I might come back around to it at some point. Yeah, I tried to punch him, Jared, and it didn't go well. Didn't go well at all.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closed her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Wait, that's, Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here.
Yeah,
It's
Jared,
the
it
pack of
wasn't
demons
my
feeding
best
off
thought.
bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism. It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinkets on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Yeah, I agree, Jared. It's amazing. It's like XCOM, but not turn-based. Also, it's real-time with pause. Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
Honestly, it seems like this pendant thing is a scam. You could be doing so much more.
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid.
Have you ever thought about a sale? Maybe this can help lure in some customers. Well, actually, maybe you should try to reconceptualize your business. Modern days doesn't look like the best place for a bookshop.
You're right. A bookstore wasn't even my original plan. I actually wanted to sell esoteric paraphernalia to help to balance out this neighborhood's dark energies.
Great idea. What happened?
My husband suggested otherwise. He said it's less stupid, more appropriate, cultured and all that. But being cultured doesn't offer any protection against the curse, does it? Maybe I shouldn't have listened to him after all.
Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved
What's
in
up,
this
software?
mess.
You can lose.
Stay
You can
away.
lose health, and you can lose morale,
Leave the
and
spirits
end up
be,
failing.
so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Gave smart-ass parenting advice. Ooh, but I should still be able to get it.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your first war... Wait. I am the void revenant. I have the power... Wait, your wards brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Both of these options are equally good. Let's see what Kim says. Just ask my partner, Kim. He'll vouch for me. He has not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot.
I can assure you he is a police officer. Very knowledgeable.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
A hand on your heart. On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course. The entity. Close your eyes. for I have sensed his presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Okay, but please, only a few...
The woman before you.
Farewell, book peddler. Why can't I bring her daughter in?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
A small, terrified hole escapes from place as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Yeah, it's crazy how well written and deep this game is, while at the same time
a heavy
being
door with a missing
hilarious.
handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Unlock the door with the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Kim? Maybe you should go first.
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Lieutenant Moses towards the door. Open the door and enter. Pick up explosive barrels and throw them at enemies. Oh, that's nice.
What is this place?
Lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's the netherworld, beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
What's this? Shop ball. Okay. Poster says, Sidious Fortis, the rest is worn off. I already know. I could hurt myself lifting that thing, so I'm gonna let that go. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe.
It's dark.
The lieutenant states the obvious.
And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Flashlights go in hand? Stare at your hand uncomprehendingly.
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
That makes so much sense.
Right. Now let's get to it.
Lieutenant nods. Always blocked by old window panes and debris. Runs a fine line between poetic and absurd. Yep. So crazy you're in charge of Kim. Talk about failing upwards and punishing someone for being good at their job. A full demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Airtop rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Oh, there's opening over there. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Hey, look at that. Finally some real. Blue velvet, salt to the touch, moth bitten. A little bit more real. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Some rotor blades bearing a
Looks
slipstream
like someone
logo.
tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Ain't that the truth? What's that? Production schedule, filament memory.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Honestly, I wish games like Dragon Age or Mass Effect had writing like this. Imagine how much funnier Rather Righteous would be with all the mythic paths tempting you. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins. You make out autumnal candle Welkins, casting wax-based magic, translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the Welking. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Who are these Quake? Whisper. One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting, It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe.
Leave.
Hobocop.
Appreciate the world building of world
Technically,
building.
you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead? You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Reveals extra special collector's edition tar bottles on the map. More money from selling tar. Learning cap for Shivers raised to 6. That's actually not bad. Interesting. Okay.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
The voice acting is fantastic throughout, Jared. I agree.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here? Wait. This must be an elaborate piece of art.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart.
Night,
titled
Conrad.
The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
Debo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you signing up on Prime, man. Glad you're enjoying the content. If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else? Squint at the lines.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. What's this opening over here? Oh, this goes up.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
So I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
Try to remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday.
Son
His
of a
death,
bitch.
though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He
all
was
right.
the heaviest drinker I'd ever met.
All
Captain
right.
Ptolemy Price.
That's
the
a good
deceased
place to
superior
end the
officer,
stream.
commented,
I'll
"That
load
ain't
up.
easy,
I'll
Undertaker."
be able to load up on the
He
next
loved his
stream
liquor,
before I
sure,
knocked on
said
that
Detective
damn
Chester McLean,
door
friend and colleague.
and figure
I
out
think before
something
he
else
ever
to
had a
do.
heart attack, his heart was broken.
I didn't
According to an official
realize
statement
knocking on
given
the
by the
door
RCM,
could
the officer
potentially
was on
cause
the
me to
brink of
lose
solving
health.
a murder case.
Son of a. All right, all right, all right. Seriously, yes, of course. I have you know I was doing pretty decent before then. Son of a. Anyway, thoroughly enjoyed that, actually. Love Disco Elysium. As you all can already see, it's an amazing RPG. It was amazing at launch, but with all the additional voices that were added with the final cut, it just took it to a totally different level. So definitely plan to play through this. I don't know if I'll get through the full playthrough before Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out. So we might end up getting interrupted, having to play Kingdom Come and then Avowed, and then circling back to Disco Elysium and play the rest of it. But regardless, I definitely plan to get through a full playthrough before the first few months of this year are out. So anyway, appreciate all of you joining. Hope you all had a good time. I will see you in the next stream. Take care. You had a heart attack hitting a metal screen. Yeah, apparently. Who would have thunk it? Thanks, Sudo. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you had a good time, Dungaloid. Game is rough without saves coming sometimes. Yeah, and I'm not big on saves coming. Glad you enjoyed it, Meyer. Have a good one, dude. Take care, Lennon. Night, Keck. Good to see you, man. Night, Giash. Hopefully next time I last a little bit longer when you join. Indeed. Let's up so, man. Have a good night.